Today, well, last night. Okay, first of all, for those who don't know, happy Friday. For those who are joining me, happy Friday. My household has been sick like probably the whole month of December, and it's crazy. So I'm excited to get in my house today when I finally am able to get my mind together and just open my doors and let my house air out, because clearly I've been trying to keep Zaire away from infection, and infection just makes its way into my house anyway, right? So today, Zayden was sick at the beginning of December, and no fevers, just coughing, runny nose, all that jazz, sick. We were getting Zayden better, and then what do you know? Zaire is sick, right? Because he's young. He will be 3 months on Sunday. He's young. We don't do like we do our shot schedule, completely different from other people. Anyways, so Zaire gets sick, no fevers, anything like that, but we end up having to hospitalize him. So Zaire was hospitalized, right? By the way, while I was in the hospital with Zaire, got admitted and actually signed a distributor that was the receptionist when she was checking us into the hospital. So she's actually a business partner now. Hey, girl. But then we come home, and then Zayden's well, but then he gets sick again, right? Like, what? So now Zayden's sick again, but now we got fevers. And so now Zayden's fevers are 102.8 and 103 and super duper high. And in the middle of the night, we're nursing, because fevers aren't bad, guys, and I know this because I've been talking to doctors and nurses over and over again. The fevers aren't bad. It just means that the body's fighting, and so you want to pay attention to the other symptoms. So anyways, we get into day 7 of Zayden have a fever, and we think we're done. Like, we're done with the fevers. And then, but what do you know? Zaire gets a fever. So here's the thing, guys. So it's crazy. I promise you, the Holy Spirit woke me up 4 o'clock this morning. Woke me up. I felt Zaire. He was hot. And I don't normally just wake up like that unless Zaire's crying or something like that. But I had a touch, and it was like, get up. And it wasn't even a touch, roll over, what's going on. It was a touch, hit the lights, get up, check your baby. And check Zaire. He was burning up. And I went and grabbed the thermometer, and he had a fever. So the fever was 100.6. So not super duper high, but he is only 2.5 months. So went ahead and checked him out, called the exchange, and the exchange was, of course he has a fever, and anytime a baby has a fever at that age, we need to figure out what's going on in their body. And so, they wanted to know about how his breathing was doing. And so I held up, for those of you guys who've ever called the exchange before, sometimes they'll have you hold the phone up to their mouth so that they can hear the baby breathing. And he was like, almost like I don't even know how to explain it, but it was kind of like a gasp for air, like a gulp, like he was gulping for air. It wasn't like he was, like 911, like, oh my God, my baby. But it was like he was struggling to breathe. And so she was like, I'm gonna have you call 911. And she was like, like there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Like, we can't risk it. Call 911 to get an ambulance there. So this is 4 o'clock this morning. So I called the ambulance. Brianna just sitting there looking at me crazy. Oh, I've been sick too. Didn't I tell you guys that? Like, I've been sick too. Fevers and all, right? So call the ambulance. The ambulance comes, and there was like no question. So they weren't just coming to check him out. They were coming and taking him to the hospital. So we took a ride over to Children's, and his pulse ox was good. So that's a blessing. So that means he was moving air well. So we go to the hospital. And we met an attending doctor when we got in there, and she did a check on him and all that jazz. And then another doctor, we actually saw 3 doctors today. Another doctor came in. You could tell he was a little more experienced. He actually turned off all of the noise, so turned off the TV, and he wanted to hear him breathing, to see, like, outside of like looking at his chest cavities and his throat, for those parents who know what I'm talking about. Outside of that, he wanted to hear him breathing and wanted to see what alarmed the nurse. And so he saw that there was a problem. So she wasn't going to swab him for another virus, but because he already had RSV, contracted RSV, and so he was like, no, let's do a flu test on him. And then so we did a flu test, and we were waiting for the results to come back. And then she was older, so another veteran doctor came in to check him out, just to make sure that he was okay. And guys, before you know it, like before we even got the results back, his fever spiked up to 102 point something. I don't even know what it was, but his fever spiked up that fast from 100 and it went down to 99, and then it spiked all the way up to 102. So we would have been home trying to figure out what in the heck was wrong with him. But we found out that he does have the flu, so Zaire has the flu. But I was coming on to tell you guys this: you don't stop doing the things. So the lady came in to register me, and I just had this feeling in my spirit, like I'm just supposed to just tell her about, like, just blitz her, like just give her a coupon. And you know me, like I love sharing what it is that I do with other people. I love the fact that I get to do what I do. Like even in the midst of us being sick for a whole month, could you imagine us taking off from work, right? Like taking on, like, how do you take off from work, take care of sick kids? At one point, Trey was sick too. Our whole house has been sick, right? And on top of that, Brianna, basketball coach, he hasn't had to miss any games or anything like that because I don't have to go to work, so I'm able to stay home with my baby. Do y'all know how blessed this lady? Not on any social media at all. She was the registration person, and y'all, in that moment, she looked at the coupon. We talked about her goals. She left out, came back, y'all. She signed as a loyal customer with the premium pack and is so excited to use these products. And so I'm telling you guys, like, don't stop doing the things, because even in the midst of me, like, my baby wouldn't die. Like, it'd be different if we're like ER, like he was not feeling well. Yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, like, I have people who will pray with me. Like, I've received so many prayers today. Like, prayer warriors, what's up? Like, y'all the bomb. Like, y'all are the bomb. I always have people who are from grandparents to pastors to godmommy to friends, like so many people who are willing to go to bat with me and cover me with prayer, to the point where, why can't I still work my business? Like, why can't I not still, like, who knows that God did not send me in that moment, allow the afflictions to happen, so that I could just in that one moment connect with that lady who was willing, who wanted to lose weight. And then on top of that, she works 2 jobs and has no kids. Like, how she works overnights and then goes into a day job. Like, what kind of life is that? And here I am. How selfish would I be? I'm about to go home with my baby. Yes, it's a bad situation. Yes, he has the flu. Yes, all that jazz. But at the end of the day, I get to go home and be with my son. I don't have to go drop him off somewhere and not be with him and not take care of him. You know, like, I can go, actually probably should have went on the way home to get his medication. Like, I can get his medication, and no, things aren't always peaches and cream, but I have the opportunity to have choices. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. It's been rough. I'm not gonna lie. I told Breon when we got back from the hospital, he's an awesome dad. Shout out to Breon, right? He's an awesome daddy. And I was like, and I trust my husband, and I was like, I'm going to work out. Like, yes, I've been up since 4 a.m. We did not go to bed until late. But it's okay. I went and I worked out this morning, and I'm about to go in this house, give you a nice shower, and if I pass out and I'm sleeping, I can do that. But as of right now, my day is back to regular schedule. Breon's still going to a basketball game tonight, and God is still good, and my babies are alive. Come on, Jesus, thank you. Right? Like, just thinking about being grateful. There's no point in me stressing out, and just knowing that God will take me step by step by step, and just knowing that if he's ordering your steps, then there's really no reason to be so in a disarray that you can't function. And knowing that all the strength, and it's so crazy, is Cindy sent me a prayer. So I had 2 prayers sent to me today. This morning my pastor sent a prayer, and then Cindy sent me a prayer right before, like right when we got back home. And thank you so much. Like, where do you where they do that at? Like, where our CEO's wife sends me a prayer, because oh my God, yeah, it's been a month. Okay, like it's been a real month, but I'm still here. I'm so excited that I still have a team that's pushing forward, and I can jump in and then jump out and jump in. And I called Brittany this morning, like, hey, I need you to take the 6 a.m. power hour. So, and she was like, I got you, no questions asked and all these things. So I just appreciate what I'm able to do, and that this business allows me to have the freedom to do the things. Like, that's the thing. Like, you just do the things. You have to become disciplined in the things that you do, and then you'll do them. You'll do them on your worst day, because they're just the things. And just knowing and having that discernment to know when it is that you need to pull back and when you need to. Because the other day, my team knows, like last Saturday, y'all, my body, I was done. I had a straight fever. I had a training with my team the morning, and Breon shut it down. Like, he was like, nah, you gotta rest. And so grateful for that, because I was able to take some time to just fully just tap out altogether and rest. But guess what? I could do it. I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, I would have to call boss and say, hey, can I be off? Like, can I take off? Like, that stuff is crazy to me. And so I'm just grateful that it's not something that I have to do. So I'm going to go in this house and take care of my baby. And we're going to go about our regularly scheduled day. It is $69 to join and be just, I mean, it starts with day one. When I jumped in 6.5 years ago, I did not jump in because I knew 6.5 years later that I would have 2 additional kids and that I would need to be able to have my time. I mean, I was just in the hospital with Zaire overnight. Like, it's been real, guys. It's been real. But because of this business, I don't have to miss a beat. So don't stop doing the things. Don't stop believing that we have amazing product. Even in your worst moments, know that you can bless somebody else with this business and these products. And let me tell you, if I can just encourage somebody today that's just dealing with affliction. I've never really dealt with affliction in this level. Like, I know Trey, my son, like, he's always, but we rebuke that because he's healed from that. But we used to have to stay in the hospital for asthma. Like, it used to happen every single year, and we haven't had to have that. And prayerfully, he's just grown completely out of it. But having multiple kids be sick and at this level and high fevers, and then it hits the spouse, like hits me and hits Breon, and our whole house is sick. Like, it can really wear on you. It can really wear on you, especially when you're continuing to show up and just pushing through it and fighting through it. But we know, Galatians 6:9, it says, that's good. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep doing the things. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep showing up. And guess what? Like, it's all going to pay off. So hopefully that encourages somebody's heart today. Keep us on your prayer list. And I'm about to go here with my family. So peace out, y'all.